All right, what's up, everybody? Sorry, getting a drink of water. How's everybody doing on this fantastic day? Yesterday we seen a little bit of a nasty candle. At least you know that on this channel you were prepared, right? We've been talking about this for a long, long time. The chart that had me concerned was the 2-week, and it's as simple as this. This bearish candle here. Once you took out the high and low of this previous 2-week candle, you put in that pullback candle. We got that. It pulled right back up into 2 weeks resistance. That's your entry, guys. Stop above the wick high, and boom. So far, looking good. But that's what we've been watching until we get a closure on a 2-week basis above 48,802. This thing has the potential of going lower. There are risks looming, right? Evergrande, I mean, everybody is talking about it. The news all over the place. September historically has been a bad month for U.S. indices, risk on assets. So that's one risk alone. Evergrande is another risk. You've got the Fed talking about hikes, not Powell, but other Fed board member or Fed members talking about a possible hike coming. I don't know if they would hike in front of a possible systemic risk coming to play out, so we'll see what happens. That does happen tomorrow. I don't know when the meeting is. The meeting might be Thursday. I just know that it's this week. I guess we could go look at that for a second, here in a second. But let's go ahead and do some analysis real fast. Get that over with. So on Bitcoin, what are we looking for? Possible support levels. Well, you can see that on the quarter, you're still good. The Dow Jones Industrial, however, is red on the quarter. It wasn't a massive drop yesterday by any stretch of the imagination for any risk assets. Everything was red, though. Everything. Yesterday, the dollar did something a little bit weird. It did have a push up, but once it found some resistance, it closed red on the day, and you're seeing a pullback. So we will see what goes on with this. Now, obviously, this will dictate which way the Euro USD and Pound USD and all those things go, but we'll see about risk assets. The S&P 500, everybody's talking about buying the dip, right? This is a great opportunity to buy the dip. You don't buy dips in front of possible massive news, right? You just don't do that. You got a massive bounce, right there. I mean, not massive bounce, but it bounced off of a massive level. It's the quarter open, the third quarter open, and it hit that level as perfectly as could be expected. So this is the reason why I'm trying to teach you guys to watch these things, because these are the things that matter in markets. Now, whether you wouldn't necessarily want to take a long there, but you could take a long there as long as you understood the fact that it's a risky play. You are trading against the trend, especially a momentous trend. But what happens is people take profits. Short seller take profits. You have limit buy orders setting there. Why would you have a limit buy order setting at the quarter open? Well, it's simple, because people do buy the dips on the S&P 500. It's been going straight up since this crash over here. No, hardly any pullbacks, like just a couple little dips down to the 50 moving average and then straight up. So we took out the 50 exponential moving average on a daily closing basis. Remember, I do not take trades based off of the moving averages. All right, there has to be level there, a price level, an open, close, high or low. That is important. And there's nothing here. So chances are you're going to get a pullback, and you could pull all the way back up to that 50, right? And you may reverse there. We don't know if it's going to continue to go lower. Obviously, nobody does. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the bear market has started and all of that stuff. But what I am telling you to do is be cautious in the coming weeks, right? You must remain cautious. Thanks for the super chat, my friend. He's curious if you could explain, once you've taken profits and moved stops to neutral, how do you decide when to close the rest of the position? Okay, so you're not the first person to ask that. Somebody else asked me that yesterday or the day before, one of the 2 days. When I take profits and I move my stop to break even, it's usually with 1/3 of the position. On KuCoin, I can only drop it in increments of 25%. So in KuCoin, it's been 75%, and then let the other 25% ride. But in everything else, I try to get it as close to a third as possible. So if you find yourself in a trend and that 1/3 position size that you have still left on, once the money becomes important, right? Usually it won't be very important unless you start to catch a nice trend, and then that money will become more important as it starts to grow. When it gets to the point to where you're like thinking inside of your head that, hey, I want to do something here because that's a pretty good size amount of money, or in some cases you will actually make more money on the 1/3 position than you did your initial trade. So what I do is cut it in half. Just cut it in half, right? Take half of it out. That way you did book half of what you're looking at as unrealized P&L. It's mostly a mind game. It always is. Trading is mostly mind games. But just take half of that, get rid of it. That'll drop that position size down even smaller, to the point to where then you can probably just sit on it and let it ride out, right? Until it becomes another pretty good size amount of money again. Then you just do it again. Just keep cutting it down, man. Keep taking profits. You can always enter new positions. Right now, like you're not gonna find anybody in the whole world that has a better short position on Bitcoin than me. Nobody. How many people took a short there? Probably a bunch, but I got almost the tick to the high, right? Almost a tick. Now, if you shorted up here, obviously you got a better position than me, but I'm talking about in this pullback. There's no other place you could have gotten. That's as high as it went. And we were looking at that level. We've been looking at the level for over 2 weeks. Well, Saturday will make 2 weeks. The video I dropped, not last Saturday, but the Saturday previous, I spelled all this out for everybody. This is what I was looking for to happen. When it happens, I will take positions based on that. Absolutely. And it's a fantastic entry. Now, it's not a full-size position. I dropped 75% of that position because I was watching the hourly, right? We had this move up right here, and that was a strong move. Now, this move was basically a fake out move. It's all it was. When price does this under an important level, usually that's a pretty good sign, as long as you're not making lower lows, as long as you're basically staying up close next to the level. This basically just traded up to stop everybody who got short on these dips out and hit that level to perfection. And that's when I decided to get short right there. Now, I took 75% of the position off based on what I was seeing here, right? I did not like the fact that this hourly took out 1, 2, 3, 4 closes and opens. These last 4 hours of price got took out by this. So when it started to fall, I exited 75% of the position. Now, fortunately, Bitcoin fell so far that obviously I made more money on that move than I did on this little move because of how far it was. The position itself is currently up 65%. Now, that doesn't mean that I have halved or almost 1x my account. It means that's how much the position would be up if I was still in it at a full-size position. All right, it would be up 65%. So that's a pretty good move there. Now, that 25% that I still have left on is levered as well, so it will make money. This is the best way to trade like that, because when you put on that initial risk, right, and you're trying your best to only risk 1%, it's levered up pretty good. It's a pretty big position size. So as a short-term trader, what my goal is to get out of that risk. That's my goal, because A, that means my job was completed. I did my task. I made money. So I want to take the risk off the table and let the bank's money run, or the casino's money. It's still risk because it is unrealized P&L, and there is no such thing as a free trade. However, it is basically the casino's money. because you've already taken your risk out of the market, as well as 2 or 3 or 4%. So it's a fantastic way to trade. But you just have to take those stops. And when you take the stops, you can't force your will on the market. If you get stopped out, you have to wait. Just let it play out. Come back and sit down at the table again the next day and look for another high probable entry. And as long as you're doing that, over time you will be successful. Hopefully I answered your question. I get on a rant, guys. That's why I can't help it. I'm in a good mood. This is a fantastic move. I'm also long or short Euro USD. Fantastic entry as well on this thing. Up here is my entry. Stops at break even already on that. Also short on the pound USD. Here we go. This one's doing even better. I must have deleted it. Let me see if it's over here on this one. I must have deleted it. I deleted my position, but it's up here. I think up on this right here. It's pretty good. It's pretty good ways up there. We took that trade last week, so I'm situated fine. I really don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything at all. I do want to get more on Bitcoin though, because I think you're going to see more downside, guys. You could see a couple days of up, like today could close green, tomorrow could close green. However, I do believe you're going to see more downside. There's a lot of risk on the table right now. A lot of investors are shook. A lot of people are worried that this is going to breach into the United States of America, because we don't know how many firms have money with Evergrande, and we don't know how much it is. Or not money, it's debt, but we know Goldman Sachs and a few other. All right, let me show, because I did this during the Patreon and channel member only live stream. I was gonna make that public, but I decided not to, because that would just be cheating those guys. But I will go over briefly here. I did a lot of research on the Evergrande thing, and I was doing the research because of Tether. But what I found is there isn't enough evidence to do a video, because Tether has released a public statement saying that they do not own any of that debt from Evergrande. Is it likely that they do? Yes. And the reason is because Evergrande is a massive company, and they have that debt spread out to probably over 100 different companies. 100. So maybe that debt is spread out over different countries or companies, and Tether probably owns some of those companies' debt. But here is something that I wanted people to know. These are your top 10 bag holders that are holding this dirty paper. BlackRock, HSBC Holdings, Ashmore, UBS. Look at this. Royal Bank of Canada. Canadian dollar got slaughtered yesterday. They're number 5 on the amount of debt they own from that company. And then these, I don't know these guys here, but I do know the number 14 person. That's Goldman Sachs. So I mean, this can absolutely breach out over to here. So this was my research. I was going to do a video on it. Like I said, I did not find enough evidence for that of Tether to do the video. As far as doing a video on Evergrande, you can just type in the name, and there's thousands of videos already out there, and of more qualified people. Let's just call them news anchors and stuff. They've already ran that story. It's been told to death. So there's no point in making a video about it. I just wanted to show you about the bag holders, that this risk can reach America. Don't think that it can't. So as long as that is out there and on the table, and the possibility of interest rates hikes, you could see some more downside. So the purpose of this video is to find some levels, right? That's what we're here for. So let's do that. Let me get rid of all these drawings. We're going to look at pound dollar first, just because I'm here. So pound dollar is testing a very, very important level of support right now. If we go into the quarterly, you can see that it's basically this quarter's open. That's what we're testing right now. This quarter's open. So that's going to be your support level for now. You do have daily support down there that you can use, would be more accurate than the 3-month support, but just know you got multiple areas of support down here. So a bounce is likely. So what we're looking for is this bounce to stall at a possible area of resistance, right? So first, excuse me. So the very first level that you can watch will be 1.36983. That's simply this support level because it was support until it was broken, and yesterday it was broken and it wasn't retested. So you're coming in for your first retest. That's not a very far pullback, so you could see a deeper correction. I don't see anything on the 8 hour. I mean, I do. You can use these levels over here, but I like to use fresh price levels because that's generally where you're going to experience your pullbacks too. So you got a couple areas here on the hourly. Here's a good one right there, there, and there. All three of those levels can potentially be areas of possible resistance. So you can watch those levels first, right? 1.37468, 1.37274. If you start closing hourlies above this level, then the correction's going to go higher. And at that point, we'll have to wait until it finds a top. Then we can look to short pullbacks into that. So if you get higher than this, right? Another way you can do this is by using your fibs. So let's do that, because fibs are awesome. They tell you a lot, right? So you can use from this swing high here down to this swing low. There you go. So this is an impulse leg. You have consolidation up here and you're moving to the upside. Here is your move to the upside. There it is. Boom. So from here to here is one leg of price. And your 618's all the way back up to daily, up there, your daily heat level. I don't see it getting that high, right? I don't see it getting that high, but it's possible. 382, 50%, 618. These three levels is likely to find resistance. All right. So, and this could take a couple days to play out. Absolutely. Let's go look at Euro USD next. Oh, wait, it should be right there. Yeah, it is right there. So on this one, I would take the swing high from around here. I would use this last bullish candle and just pull it down from there, because this was your support hold test. Got a bullish push. That's your supply. So you can see here, you've got multiple levels you can use. Now, there is a price level, another price level there that's similar to the pound dollar, right? That old resistance level, support, broken. See if it comes back and test it. It did hold it here briefly 2 days ago, or whenever this was, the 16th. So that was a long time. That was last week. Sorry. That's the first attempt to get through it. It couldn't, and then this happened. Boom, straight down. That was Friday. Fantastic. Look for that level to hold as resistance, and do the same thing. Go into your chart, find areas. There's multiple 4 hours here, so you could go all the way back up to my entry before finding resistance. But I do look for that area to hold as resistance, and that would be 1.1772 if it even gets up there, right? If for some reason you get a big push up there, if it doesn't hold there, I would just wait. I'd wait for it to find the top. Once it finds the top, then you can move in for your positions. Euro USD there, 1.1772. That's going to be the highest we want. We would love to see this thing hold here at daily support. If I go into intraday price action, you can see it's already finding resistance. So these are early birds getting short here, liquidated. Boom, with this big bullish candle there. So here is hourly supply there. So that, not supply, sorry, support. Hourly support is here. Been tested twice. This is a bullish momentum candle. You did take out the open of your previous candle and you closed above this hourly level there. That is or was potential resistance. Next area of potential resistance could be there. 1.17390. If you're looking for intraday opportunities on Euro USD, this is the level you want to see it fall. You had a massive move the last couple days. Not so much yesterday, but Friday, massive. So you could see a little bit of sideways choppiness. I think if it's going to reverse and roll over, here would be a good spot for it to do so, because it has been pretty much trading sideways for a while. These are hourlies. So this is the 5 o'clock a.m. candle. This is yesterday's 11 a.m. candle. So 2 days almost doing nothing but going sideways to up. So see if this level holds as resistance. If you get an hourly closure above that, you're scrapping the trade because there are no clear hourly levels to look for more resistance. You could probably go into a 30-minute, but once you start getting this low, I mean, every bullish candle has the potential of being resistance, even a 5-minute candle. Here's a 15-minute, so you could go up to there, even one spot 17474. See if that area holds. But I would probably just watch this hourly, just to be on the safe side. And the reason I say that is because your moves, basically, your trades are best done at the London Open or the New York Open, and then an hour or two after, and then that's it. After 10 o'clock hits, the trade has already happened. The bulk of the volume's already been distributed, so the market's already going to do what it's going to do, right? So you've missed the move. So if you break above this hourly resistance on an hourly basis around the New York Open, then chances are you're probably not going to find resistance. You might, I can't see the future, but I would leave it alone is what I'm saying. But if you want to watch, there's that 15-minute. You got 3 levels right there. You can look for possible short entries. You do not just blindly short the level. You wait to see a reaction. Right? I didn't just blindly short Bitcoin's level. I wanted to make sure that there was a reaction there, and there was. It stopped. And it stayed there for like 4 hours. That's a reaction. That's what we want. We want reactions from these levels. So those are the 3 spots that you can watch for this potentially as an entry today. I would want it to stall here at the very highest, that 15-minute level. One spot 17472. Yeah, and that's that. USD CAD's a bit difficult because CAD got destroyed yesterday, and it's doing this, right? I mean, it's hard to trade something like that. Big moves to the upside, and then they fully get retraced. Big move to the upside, is it fully going to get retraced? We have to see. But we will watch it. You're working on taking out yesterday's low already, so that's that. If you were looking for shorts, the target's already done. I guess you could target today's low, but you're trading right at that low. So there's not much of an opportunity there in this, in the form of a pips move. You want at least 20 to 30 pips on these moves. Let me see here. Pound CAD, I've seen people were talking about that in the Discord. I think they're looking to short it. Let's see what we got here on the daily. You're breaking down below daily support. So yeah, I like the, you're still above the 50 though. So you're still fighting against bullish momentum, and all your major moving averages are under you. So I wouldn't be trying to short pound CAD, guys. I mean, it's possible that you do take a short position up here or close to this area there, that daily support. Let's go look at it intraday. And if it gets up there and stalls, then maybe, but just know you're fighting against momentum. All your moving averages are below you, every one of them, and you're above the 50. In fact, you're at probably a pretty good spot for a buying opportunity. If CAD continues to get crushed, this is going to go up. It's going to go up. It's not going to go down. That's because of CAD weakness. That'll in turn give this asset strength. So just be careful. The Royal Bank of Canada they're the fifth place for holding Evergrande's debt. We don't know how much, we just know it's a lot. There you go. So keep an eye on that. USD JPY, I was looking for this to break out to the upside. What I failed to do in my analysis was I failed to realize that if there's a risk off event, the Japanese yen is going to get strong. And I don't know why I didn't even think about it. I mean, it's so stupid. I was so sure about it, right? I was like, yeah, this is the one. But if the yen is stronger than the dollar, this is going to go down, not up. So, but I was looking on based on the interest rates alone. So, being a price action trader, I can admit when I'm wrong because boom, you're right back down to the low end of this range. This is a wedge formation. If you get a daily close below there, look for a level for shorts, or if you want, right? If you want to, it looks like it's trying to break out. One way or the other, this thing is going to break down or out. It is wedging up tight. Already, here was yesterday's move, big move to the downside. You've already came back up and tested daily supply. Oof, not quite. This is a 2-hour candle. That was a pretty big move there, guys. So you're probably not going to go up there and touch that level. So that's your daily. What you have done, though, is you had made a new resistance to the upside on the hourly. So we will see. Looks like you've already tested this as supply. If I was looking to take a short on this asset, I would want to do it as close to 109,638 as possible. That's the open. The reason being is because this, yes, is going to be a supply zone if price trades away from it. Then you can look for potential shorts going back up into it. This didn't close down far enough for me, so you could see more of a pullback, right? You could see this go all the way up to 109,637. If you close an hourly above 109,637, leave it alone. Leave it alone. If you fail there, or anywhere under here, then where is your daily low? Daily low is all the way down here. So that's a nice little move. Let's see where we are. Give me that, please. What's going on? There. So 21 pips currently from where we are to today's low. Remember, these pullbacks can last a couple days, so make sure you don't try to inflict your will upon the market. Make sure if you get stopped out, leave it alone. It's just your timing is off. Timing is the difficult part in trading to learn. Once you get what you're looking for, once you understand the concept of you're looking to take positions at higher level open highs, lows, or closes, once you have your strategy picked out, getting your timing down pat, that's going to be the most difficult part. So I've tried to help you in the fact of saying, well, you're only looking for entries from 7 to 10 during the New York Open. Right there, that narrows your search down to 3 hours. All right, so that can help. If you miss the trade, you wait for the next day. It's difficult for new traders to do it because they always want to be in a trade. Every single day, all day long, they want to find a trade. Your trades happen during the London and New York Opens. That's it in Forex. Doesn't seem to be the case in cryptos though, but in Forex, definitely New York Opens. And that's pretty much it. I mean, Aussie yen didn't really do nothing. It had its move on Friday, so yesterday nothing. You know what I mean? Not like, well, I mean, it wasn't nothing, I guess. You're just pulling back. But it wasn't nearly as big as I thought it would be, because Aussie yen is a massive risk off asset, because Aussie is a risk on and yen's a risk off. And if you have weakness in Aussie, strength in the yen, this thing can run. This was my favorite thing to trade during the March crash of 2020, because it was literally moving 15 and 20 pips in 5-minute ranges. It's insane. So yeah, this didn't do what I was expecting, but nevertheless, right now you're pulling back up into Friday's low, so you can watch that level first. Then obviously the body at 80006. 80 is a big fig number. You could probably see some resistance here. Let's go into a little bit lower time frame. So lowest 4-hour support is there. Don't know if you'll get all the way up there today. Here we go, 2-hour support here. That's what you're playing with right now. It doesn't line up to a support over here though. So you can watch around 79,804 up to 80, the big fig. Look for resistance to hold. It doesn't look bearish on the day. Absolutely not. So you do have some bullish momentum. It's not massive momentum, but see this right here. This is an absolute fake out move to the downside. But your London Open has set in what could be the high of the day. All right. If you take out this thing during the New York Open, then you're going higher. more than likely. As long as you trade under this wick, because that is your 3 o'clock, that is your London Open. And the London Open, a lot of the times, will put in the high or low of day. So is this going to be the high of day? Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. This might be the best thing to watch today, actually. Well, all right, let me see what's going on over here with the comments. Good morning, Heath. Good morning, everybody. And I will look at some crypto assets for you guys, obviously, when it's massive. And also move your stop after taking 50% off. Yes. Adam Marshall, yes, absolutely. Because what you do by moving your stop down to break even is not only did you take profits, you have now made it so you can't lose money. Becoming a profitable trader, which is a two cliched words, because literally you can take one trade on the S&P 500 every year and you are a profitable trader. Consistently profitable trader is what people should say, because that's where the key is in your consistency. So yes, you want to get that risk off the table. Becoming a consistently profitable trader is about managing your money. You don't want to lose money. You're not taking a trade in hopes of winning money. You're trying not to lose money. That's why I only take 2 to 3 to 4 trades per week, because I don't like risking money. I don't like losing it. And every time you take a trade, you have a potential to lose that money. So, but yes, move your stop, break even, get your risk off the table. By taking 50%, you've already dropped all of your risk at that point. 50%, if you can turn that into success, man. Absolutely, take 50% off, move your stop, and you're playing with house money. And it'd probably be better off than I never really back tested it. I'm going to try that out with maybe get a bot to do it, see if that works out better. Doing 50% off and 50% on. I just had better success with the third. Been unsure how to handle GPB and silver until now. Thanks, champ. Hey, it's my pleasure, my friend. You're short on BTC. Well done, sir. You so deserve it for all the help you give us here. It's my pleasure, my friend. Absolutely. My pleasure. How is Solana? Yeah, let's go look at it. Absolutely. It had a day yesterday too. Let's see here. We're on the hourly. Don't want to be on that. Bullish day. This is a fake out move. This is a bull trap. Boom, straight down. So watch that. Here was daily support. There's your close below it. So there, 147 spot 58. Watch this level on an hourly time frame. Here is hourly resistance. You can see you're already into it and now already experiencing a drop from it. There. See? So you can watch this hourly candles open to see if price rejects from that. An hourly close above this line, you're done. You're not looking for it, right? It's just a safe way. So 143.37. See if you get another push up to that. Maybe you can look for entries. We'll see. Let's see what it does. I do like this reaction up at resistance. The one thing I don't like is that you stab down, put in a low. This is nasty. People are going to think that's buying pressure, but that ultimately is going to be a target, because that is your low. Yesterday's low. Or is that today's low? Yeah, that's today's low. The pullbacks can last a couple days. Just keep that in mind. But if you're seeing rejection at resistance levels and you want to put some risk out there, then go right on ahead. Right? Just make sure you use less than 1% and definitely throw a stop loss out there. ETH, Sol, and ETH. So that's where you would look for Sol. We might have already missed it. If it doesn't come back into this bullish candle's body, then we've probably already missed it. Because that's where I would want my entry, and I'd put my stop above that risk if I took that trade. And then Ethereum probably got brutalized. Yeah, big move down. Like Bitcoin, you can see how your bullish candle here isn't nothing. So let's just pull it from here and see. So you've already tested the 50% retracement of yesterday's range. And would you look at that? People are selling it there. So, yeah. That's a big strong break above resistance also. So that's if you start to take that out, then this will be a bull trap. So what I would do on ETH, since you've already got this purge and break above resistance and a close above, you still haven't taken out this candle's low. If you drop down and take out that hourly candle's low, that's going to put you real close to a demand zone. Your demand zone is here. I would not buy there simply because I expect more downside on these assets in the next few weeks, or at least for the next week or two tops. Then we'll talk about looking for longs again. But so this is the problem, right? You got demand down here. By the time you take out this low, that will look like a trap. So what you could do is watch the close. So if you drop down, close below this candle's low here, and then trade back up into the open or this close, $30.15. This isn't ETH, this is DOT. Why didn't you tell me? I'm just kidding. I own up to my mistakes. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I was on ETH. Let's do yesterday's range. Not this low yet, because that's going to be a target. So 382. Yeah. It's finding resistance. You've already taken out bullish candles low. So watch 308.136. As long as you're not closing hourlies above that, you're golden. And then here is your last level, 309.885. As long as you're closing hourly candles below this, you're golden. Closure above that is probably going higher. Longer term, if you want longer term analysis, you're just gonna have to wait, man. This thing took out support, big daily support. Sellers are going to be back. Why? So here, let me explain this. So when you have a big drop like this and you take out support, anybody that didn't sell in this, because most professionals do not sell during massive down days. They wait for the bounce. That's why you get these pullbacks that'll go about halfway up and then start to fall, because they're selling on the bounce, because they're convinced it may go lower. So you get a pullback and then you'll see that start to fall again. Continuation, you can see price get all the way down to here, 2608.12. That's going to be your next area of possible support on the daily. I'm sure there's probably levels in between this level and that level on intraday charts, but you can be there by tomorrow, right? That's not that far from where this wick low is. So 2608 will be the next area to look for, and then obviously the close of that bearish candle as well. Yeah, it doesn't look good. I was convinced this thing was going to make new all-time highs, and it still may, guys, right? I'm not saying this is the end of this. I'm just saying for the next week or so, you're probably going to see some more downside. So be careful. It's really helpful to hear you talking about what went on in your head when you took 25% off the trade. I often get psyched out when I see a trade starting to go against me. Yeah, we're all human, and it happens to every single person, man. Everybody. It's the mental or the mentality. Money messes with emotions. It's that simple. It definitely does. You're not alone. I get screwed up sometimes. I get caught up in this or caught up in that. I didn't have the bigger picture in mind, right? But being a scalper, I have a smaller time frame. Like, I generally don't want to be in a trade, especially if I haven't taken profits, longer than a few hours. And that trade, you know, I was in it for, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 before that happened. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. So this, I was already in it for a long time. So I was like, well, that's a pretty good move down. Let's take some profits. And then that. Poof. Lovely. I love it. Here to learn. Welcome, my friend. You will learn here. I promise you that. Love this channel. Learn not to be emotional. Love the rants. Keep them up. I appreciate you saying that. Because I am a ranter, unfortunately. You did think you keep ranting. It's usually full of gems. Okay. Mr. Epic, what's your comment on the BTC price action on May sell-off versus right now on 2-day time frame? They look similar. 2-day time frame. Let's go look at it. And you say from the May sell-off. So that's all the way over here. Or no, wait. Are you talking about recent? This May. That's September and here. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, as far as size, they are very similar. This candle here is probably the same size as that one. When you start seeing big bearish candles, that's when you got to be alert. You don't necessarily have to get scared and exit your long positions. I still own spot Bitcoin. I'm not going to sell my spot Bitcoin. I don't care how low it goes. That gives me an opportunity to buy more. If it wants to go all the way back to $1,000, I'm fine with it. I'll buy it at 1,000. It's money I don't care to lose, so I'm going to keep buying it because eventually it's going to be a position that's going to retire my butt. All right, so that's what I'm doing. But when you see them, big, massive candles, something's going on. It's the continuation is when you need to like go on high alert. Because you can get big down days and maybe a day of continuation after, and then the bulls pick it right back up. Right? There's no law that says, you know, here's one. Perfect example. Big, strong, massive red day. 2 days, 3 days, right? So this took a whole week and then boom. So, I mean, it can happen here, right? This thing could find a low here and just go up. We do not know, but we can use the size of the candles and time. How much time did it take to do it, right? This is a 2-day, but we know this happened on one little Tuesday. So in the span of a day, Bitcoin dropped 20%. That's aggressive. This is a 50% drop, and it happened in a span of, what, weeks? Let's see, when was this high put in? April the 13th. When was this low put in? May the 19th. So it took a whole month to drop 50%, whereas this took 1 day to drop 20%. This is why I was looking for continuation selling. That's why I got short this right here. And it wasn't just me, because look what happened. I didn't move the market. People are going to blame me for it, but I didn't do it. I was just looking for that entry because of this. And if I would have got stopped out, I'd have been wrong. I'd been like, hey, maybe it's going higher. There's a level there. I'll watch. I mean, that's all I do. I just watch levels. Take entries when I feel the time is right. Sometimes I'm wrong, but yeah, that it definitely is. It does look like that, and you can see continuation. So watch daily support levels here and here. These are 2 areas where Bitcoin can find resistance. It can find resistance right where it's at. This is a nasty wick. People are going to look at this, especially retail, and they're going to be like, this is over. This is over. Look at that. Look at that. That's buying pressure. It's not. It's a bounce. It's a pullback at best. That was an aggressive stab lower yesterday. Boom. That's your final liquidation. So now the market's going to chew through all those orders and probably trade sideways for a day or so before you see another expansion And that expansion doesn't have to be to the downside, but it's what I think is probably more likely at this point. When will I consider this over? A 2-week close about 48,000 bucks. That's what I need to see to become bullish again. 2-week close above 48K. As long as we're not doing that, I am looking for shorts. Looking for shorts. Phil, an old client of mine, Fidelity International. Let's go look at it. Is it just FIL? That's not FIL. FIL. There's also a cryptocurrency called Phil. So, Toronto. I'll look at this and then I'll look at Phil USD just to... Wait, you said Fidelity International. This is Philo Mining Corp. So that's not what you want. I'm not sure. I don't know which one you're wanting, my friend. I don't see Fidelity International. Was on your list. Which one? On my list? Oh, got you. Is that the ticker though? FIL? Which one is it? These are all mining corps. Read the chat, LOZ. Okay. Oh, so you're not looking for the ticker. I got you. I'm sorry, my friend. Apologies. Hi, Heath. Can you please explain what does supply demand mean and how does one identify them? All right. Let's do it like this. It's just gonna be quicker. Alright. Sorry if I blasted your eardrums out there. I dropped a link in the chat for you, my friend. That tells you what you're asking. Alright? Yeah, I got you now. I'm sorry, my friend. You wasn't wanting to look at it. Alright, perfect. Let me go back up here. But yeah, that'll answer those questions on supply and demand, my friend. It absolutely will. It's a pretty good video. Now I'm lost. Okay, there we are. All right, Heisenberg. That video will help you out, my friend. All right, perfect. Heath, my apologies if this question been asked before in the previous video. Still going through them. What do you different color lists represent? Green versus purple, yellow. Okay, it's simple. The orange list, that is like mostly dollar pairings. Green list is mostly Aussie pairs and New Zealand. You know what I mean? There's really nothing other than that. These two things don't have any meaning to me. Purple list is cryptos, but it's the most cryptos that people ask me to look at during the streams. So when I start to see a ticker happening over and over and over again during the streams, I'll throw it over here on the purple list. Obviously, these are pretty much self-explanatory as to what they are, right? So yeah, these colors don't really have much meaning other than that. I use these three here because I have mostly all the tickers that I need to operate my day-to-day actions there. So fresh and so clean. It's DOT, not ETH. Yeah, I know. I seen that. How do you expect crypto to respond to current crisis in US? More downside or bounce? What would be the signals to watch for? Yeah, I'm looking for more downside. I'm thinking all you're seeing today is a bounce. I mean, some of these things are up 6%. Solana's up 6%. But if you look at the chart, I mean, it's down, right? Here was daily support. You took that out yesterday. There. So chances are you're going to find resistance at this supply zone, which is 147.72. If not, if you get up here and take out this resistance level, you're going to go higher probably. But I don't think you see that. I think you're going to see some more downside on these things, especially some of these massive high flyers. If you're up over 1,000% and a crash and the whole market comes, equities and everything gets sold off, these are risk assets. People don't buy these in a risk-off environment. So if it becomes a risk-off environment, you're going to see most of these things take a dump. Hopefully it's not a big dump. Hopefully it's a controlled, nice, slow, steady dump. Because those big, fast ones, those are the ones that hurt people. Hope you're all well. Hope you're well too, Danny. Looks similar. I think it goes under 39.38. Same as support. It's going to make which yearly open. It's possible. Yeah. If you wanted to deleverage on Bitcoin USD, which resistance levels would you be looking for? If you want to deleverage, like take off the leverage, sell your positions. Here we go. Right now, resistance is at 44,851. This last support. This was support as well, so you can see resistance there too. It seems to be finding intraday support or resistance right now from this wick, I guess. Right. It barely traded up into yesterday's range. That's not good. You gotta get, it can absolutely start to fall from here. I'm not understanding. I guess you're wanting to just take off the leverage, or you just want to get out. If you're looking to get out, I don't know where it's going to go. That's the number one thing you got to understand. I have no clue if it's going to go higher or lower. What I generally tell people is you have to weigh that out yourself. What are the pros and cons? Pros, if this thing catches a bottom and starts going lower, you're going to make more money. Con, if you don't sell and this thing keeps going lower, you're going to lose your unrealized profit. So you have to figure out a way to meet with yourself in the middle and make the best, most logical decision. I can tell you right now, we don't know what's going to happen with Evergrande. We don't know if it's going to reach America or not. We don't know if it's how it's going to directly affect the whole world, right? Remember 08? Well, that's what's going on in China. Did China's stocks fall in 08 when Americans did? Yes. A little bit. Not like America's, but it was, the world felt it, right? You're looking at the two biggest economies in the world. So if something goes wrong there, you're going to see a lot of these risk-on assets fall. Make no mistake, cryptos are risk-on assets. People want Bitcoin to be a flight to safety, and it is, right? People want Bitcoin to be something you can get into from fear of everything, right? It's supposed to be a safe haven, and eventually it will be. But when you have an asset that drops 20% in the span of a day, investors are not going to see Bitcoin as a safe haven. Right? It's not safe. If you are a billionaire, say you buy $1 billion in Bitcoin, say you bought it up here and it dropped 20%, that means you're no longer a billionaire. That means you just lost $200 million. $200 million. Ugh, that hurts. That's a lot of money. That's 20%. Right? Wrap your head around that. How many billionaires want to lose 20% of a billion? Not many. So until Bitcoin becomes slower like gold, where it moves like a couple percent at most during the days, in high volatile times maybe it drops 4 or 5%, then Bitcoin will be a safe haven, right? Then it will be. But as long as you can drop 20, 40, 30%, it's not going to be a safe haven. People are speculating on this. It is a speculation outlet only now. People's gotten so rich off of this, and a lot of people's gotten so broke off of it. So I think when this thing starts to move slower, it becomes more stable, then it will be a flight to safety. Then it will probably be an asset that you see rise during risk-off environments. But right now, it's a risk-on asset. So if the S&P 500 starts to fall, every stock's fall, this is going to fall. So just try to make whatever decision best suits you. Maybe take half off or whatever, something. I just can't make the decision for you, because then you'll blame me if it goes up or if it goes down, right? It's best for you to experience those kind of losses and wins yourself. Love your work. Thank you, my friend. Let's see here. All right, there we were. Okay, yeah. Thomas Hunt, great analysis as always. He figures the 4 days I want to go down to Florida, the market decides to go do this. Ha ha ha. Time for some Florida fishing. I'll catch you up with a big one. Hey man, I love fish. I live in Florida myself. I do a little bit of the offshore myself. I like the bass fish in the lakes and deep sea fish in the ocean. Love to fish. It's the best state in the world for fishing. You can catch 10-pound basses down here. And if you like to go offshore and catch 20 to 50-pound mahis, you can do that too. Fantastic place. I love this state. And it's a zero capital gains state as well. You don't have to pay capital gains here. Overall looking weak. Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, guys. I like it when it goes up to I own spot. And the Bitcoin that I'm shorting it's an inverse swap contract, and I'm shorting it with Bitcoin. So it's just a way for me to accumulate more Bitcoin. So by me trading that tells you, yeah, he's short for the near term, but he's still long on Bitcoin, because I would rather trade it in Bitcoin than US dollar, because I want more Bitcoin. So longer term, I am bullish on Bitcoin. But right now we're seeing a pullback, and it can last for a couple weeks at least. Down here is the monthly. That's why that thing bounced there. You got monthly supply zone there. That's why you seen that bounce here. So we could trade all the way down to there, unfortunately. That's your next big area, right? That's that monthly. Now there are dailies. You got daily there. This swing high as well. Probably act as support. But that's going to be your big one. That's your monthly. Bitcoin's still green on the quarter, so it's not looking terrible. Here's your quarter. Third quarter. Yep. So it still looks good. It still looks okay. You're just seeing a pullback, but I think it can go further because the risk is still out there, obviously. Thank you for the color list. You're welcome, my friend. Sorry, I mean, hey, I'm not that organized. Not like those other YouTube channels. Just hype, no real PA, TA, just yeah, no, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a trader. I don't have enough suave and everything to be a great big YouTuber. So yeah, no, you're not gonna find that here. Just straight up technical analysis. And if you don't know how to trade and you want to learn how to analyze the charts, this is going to be the best channel on YouTube. This is what I do every single day, all day long, is charts. Good morning, Heath. Check on BTC fib from January low to March high plus 8-hour level like previous 2 cycles. All right, so you said, and then I'll have to wrap it up here because I do got some stuff to do. I got to take care of my team as well as find something else to get into. Find another trade this morning. All right, let me see what you're saying. Fib from January low to March high. So January low to March high. Can I do that just like this? Let's see here. January, April. All right, so I can't do it like that. I'll go to the monthly and do it like that. Gotcha. So that's your yearly low to your yearly high. And you said what? To March high plus 8. 4-hour level. All right, I see what you're saying. So you're looking at this as a possible place to buy, I'm guessing, because we went up. So you're looking for the retracement down. So you're looking for price to come down and retrace to it. See, here's your thing though. This has already been taken out and traded under and back up above it. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, until you make a new yearly high or a yearly low, this 618 will remain in the same spot for the entire year, as long as you trade inside the yearly high and low. I'm not sure what you're talking about as far as the 8-hour though. Plus 8-hour level, just like previous 2 cycles. Yeah, I'm not sure. There, maybe? I'm not quite sure what you're saying. Apologies for that, my friend. There goes my fly oscillator theory. Maybe I'll be howling at the moon on it. I use oscillators myself, my friend. It's good. You can use technical indicators to help you, but price is king. Always keep that in mind. Use technical indicators like moving averages and stuff to basically show you how good an asset is trending, either to the upside or to the downside. If all of your moving averages are below price, then price has a nice bullish trend to it. If your oscillator says you're above the 50, then that means your bulls are in control of the momentum. So you have 2 things there that says you might want to look for bullish entries, and then vice versa for the downside. And that's the only thing that I use them for. Other than that, like sometimes I'll take sells when price is bullish, when the indicators show bullish. Sometimes I'll take shorts if price action looks like it should be a short, like this, for instance. Right? This, for instance, Bitcoin. Let's get rid of this real quick, and then I'll talk about this, and then I'll leave. So here's your daily. You were above the 50 before the crash, before this, right? See? You were above the 50. You were bullish. All of your moving averages were under price, so you were bullish. But I was looking at the overall theme, the overall narrative of the market, knowing that there's a 2-week Heath level there, supply zone, knowing that it's showing signs of stopping at that level, knowing that if you look at this looks like a blow off top, and it came after this 2 week to the downside, pullback, and then boom. So here you are into that level. This isn't as bad as this one because it didn't close below that candle's low. Now, if this would have closed down here, then I would have said, look for this and another boom, right? But you're not seeing it. It's not nearly as aggressive as this. But you still have to look at what I'm seeing. Now, I want to end with this because this is very important, guys. Listen to me very, very closely. When you put in this yearly open and you traded up and you took out these swing highs down here and you traded down and put in this low and traded up and took out that high, you were in an uptrend on the daily chart. Okay? You had a high, a higher low, and then a new higher high. That is the definition for an uptrend on the daily. What have you just done? Here's your high, low, lower high. Did you take out this low? Yes. I will end you with that. You have just started a new daily downtrend. Make sure you guys trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody. If you do need to ask me any questions or anything, just drop them in the comment section of this video. Once YouTube gets done processing it, I always answer every question. All right, you guys trade safe. Trade very, very safe. We're going to see some risk in the next couple days. Maybe a lot more volatility to come. I will talk to you guys Thursday morning, same time, same place. Have a great day.